In the past 2 years of competitive Rocket League, there have been some incredible matches. From last-second goals and true underdog stories, to old and new rivalries, Rocket League has solidified itself as one of the best new esports. In this video, I'm giving you my picks for the greatest Rocket League games of all time. I've narrowed this list down to games, not entire matches, and I'm looking only at games from major tournaments. Before we get into the video, I want to give a special thanks to LeafX for giving me some great suggestions. He really helped me round the list out, as there were some games I'd just completely missed. Alright, on to the video. Two teams dominated the early competitive scene for Rocket League. Cosmic Aftershock, led by Kronovi, and Flipside Tactics, led by Marky Duda. Both teams were playing on a different level, and the Rocket League community wanted to see them play each other. It looked like Flipside would take the series in Game 6 when they went up 2 goals in the first minute, until Kronovi just started scoring. The game ended with this goal from Sad Jr. in overtime.
Jr. doing it all himself here. Off the corner, up and over your opponent, and in. Cooks can't get it out.
Cosmic would go on to beat Flipside in Game 7, solidifying them as the best team in the world. Both Mockit and Flipside had their share of difficulties as they climbed their way to the finals of the Season 2 RLCS Championship. Flipside appeared to have the edge over Mockit as they went into the second best of 7 after completely dominating the first series. But it appeared as though they had a long road ahead of them as Game 1 ended in a 7-minute overtime, the longest in RLCS history. After 4 minutes, the crowd actually started counting each minute down.
Puts that down, Devo sets that one up, and we have 5 minutes of overtime now against these.
It was a picture of true teamwork as both teams executed flawless defensive rotations. A team literally made up of the leftover players after the EU shuffle from Season 2. The leftovers had their work cut out for them the first week of league play, having to take on both Northern Gaming and Flipside. After an incredible reverse sweep against Northern Gaming, nobody really knew what to think of this team. Flipside took the first 2 games, but it was Farah who took over and led the leftovers to win games 3 and 4. Game 5 really showed how amazing this team was when they had the momentum on their side, as they completely rolled over Flipside 3-0. The final goal was one of the best moments in RLCS history, especially when you hear it from the perspective of the Spanish casters. Though still the favorite going up against Selfless, Flipside didn't appear to be their dominant self as the series went all the way to Game 5. The game appeared to be over when this happened.
Timmy, we'll stop it up. 2, 1, a shot. No,
the teams were deadlocked in overtime until Cookser went up for this shot.
He does off the backboard. A second touch from Cookser.
Oh my goodness, Cookser!
And Cookser for Flipside Tactics, always coming out clutch. Will grab themselves a win to move themselves forward in the upper bracket.
We saw this throughout the regional championship.
There was 1 spot left in the Season 3 LAN, and it all came down to this one series between Flipside Tactics and Resonant Esports. And the series was tied going into Game 7. It looked as if Flipside wouldn't make it to the LAN, as they were down the entire game, but with a minute left, they started getting their passes going.
The backboard, Greasy up for a shot, lost that one down a second. He gets another touch! They put it in!
Greasy Meister putting the team on his back, getting the second touch to tie it up. Cooks here reading that. Cannot believe Greasy was able to get that. And Marky Duda reading his teammates.
After 2.5 minutes of overtime, the game finally came to an end with this shot.
A little bit too off from that. Marky will keep the dream alive. Cooks with a shot! That's it! Flipside Tactics, your reigning world champions, secure themselves a spot into Season 3 LAN.
2 minutes and 30 seconds into overtime. Marky Duda to Cooks here. What a way to end it.
Season 1 of RLCS in Europe was all about 2 powerhouse teams, Flipside Tactics and Weedham Girls. All season they appeared to be on another level. Going into the online finals, Supersonic Avengers had one road to make it to LAN: win the regional championship by beating Flipside Tactics and then Weedham Girls. Flipside took the first round match to Game 7 after an 8-0 win in Game 6. They also scored 2 goals in the first minute of Game 7. Doomsy was able to tie the game up with 2 clutch goals. The teams then went on to exchange goals for the rest of the game. Even with the momentum of beating Flipside, Supersonic Avengers would go on to lose against Weedham Girls in the championship. At the Season 1 LAN, Pashy's team had the worst showing of any European team. Despite being one of the European favorites, Mockit lost 3-0 to Exodus in the first round, and then immediately lost to Genesis in the losers bracket. Mockit now had to face the same Exodus team, now Orbit, in the first round of the Season 2 LAN. It looked as if Pashy's team was cursed, as Mockit went down with only 14 seconds left.
Giving them the lead, a bit of a sigh of relief, but they definitely are not out of the woods yet.
14 seconds left is plenty of time for any of these teams to work with it, how aggressive they're playing. And you know, Mockit's got nothing to lose right now, just go for it. They can put this one all the way out, get the full court carry, send us to overtime. Devo in the air, plays it past Turtle. The jitter's coming through. Violent Panda passes down, and Moses! The touch from Moses sends it away from the goal. Can they get it all the way? It's going! Violent Panda! He puts it in! We go to overtime!
Devo gets that touch out to Violent Panda, keeping their composure enough to stay on offense. He turns around and gets the shot. Orbit thought they had that final touch. Moses with a great save. Sign going into...
Had rotated the defensive plays from Devo. Very important right now. First minute gone. Can Violent Panda finish? Oh, it goes in! Mockit aces reverse sweeps Orbit!
The pressure being just too much.
Mockit's team went on to dominate the entire winners bracket, only to lose in the finals against Flipside Tactics. In the first few months after Rocket League came out, Cosmic Aftershock was already dominating every North American tournament, with a record of 49-0 going into this series. But their hope for 50-0 seemed to die when Kings of Urban scored 3 early goals. Halfway through the game, Kronovi took over, scoring 3 goals in 2 minutes, and tying up the game with 28 seconds left, giving Cosmic all of the momentum. It looked as if overtime was inevitable, but with 4 seconds left on the clock, Kyle Mask went for a pinch shot, and the ball flew all the way into Cosmic's corner.
That ball is up 3. 5-0 trying to make a play. Kronovi just needs to let it touch the floor, but Gambit's going to be there as well. Tries to keep it in play. In goes Kyle! Kyle! What? Oh my goodness gracious me! What a finish!
Wow! We thought they should play for overtime. They played for the win. Kyle Mask, Fireburner.
This underdog moment was so important for Rocket League as an esport. After being released only a month beforehand, the game proved that it could be just as exciting as any other esport. This was before RLCS, and before people realized how bad of an idea it was to do a best of 9. But of course, this series went all the way to Game 9. Flipside was up a goal with the ball in Crown and Jewel's half. It didn't look like Pashy's team had a chance, but they were able to get the ball out of their half and start a pass play.
Goal. Killer number 7 is going to try to get the ball up front. Siki with the pass over to Pashy. It goes in! That's it!
The series then ended with this outlandish goal in overtime.
Side and out, Crown and Jewels back to the goal! And that's it! Crown and Jewels are the Season 1 Rocket League Central Pro League champions! Unbelievable! What a comeback! What a story!
IBP had everything going against them going into the Season 1 LAN. Not only were they the North American 4 seed, which meant they had to face Flipside in the first round, they had lost one of their best players, and were having to use their sub Over0, a player who really hadn't proven himself yet. The entire series was incredible, but Game 4 stands out as the best game of the entire tournament. The game came to a spectacular ending when IBP's sub Over0 went up for an air dribble in overtime.
Our team, defense and IBuyPower, not things you usually talk about at the same time. He's carrying it. Kronovi, they can put it in! They stay alive! We go to Game 5.
What was this coming off the wall? Dribbling it with that Batmobile, spinning it, and that rotation from Over0 was so well.
Plus we got to see this awkward interaction. That momentum would carry IBP to win the series and go all the way through the winners bracket to the championship, where they beat Flipside and took the first RLCS world title. Alright guys, there you have it. My picks for the 10 best Rocket League games of all time. Let me know down below if you think there are any games I missed. Also, be sure to subscribe if you like these kinds of videos, and follow me on Twitter if you're into that kind of thing. Peace out.